Ya, selamat pagi semuanya. Good morning, friends. Welcome to my channel with Mr. Bean. I would like to have a short review on dyslexia, Down syndrome, and autism. Here you can read yourself, but I would like to give you some underline or stressing points that you need to know about the dyslexia, Down syndrome, and autism. Dyslexia is a specific learning disability that affects reading, writing, and spelling. And it affects approximately 5 to 17% of the population. 5 to 17%. These are the characteristics of dyslexia. They have difficulties in reading, in decoding words, and understanding written language, spelling challenges, struggles with spelling and writing, phonological awareness, difficulty with phonemic awareness and sound symbol correspondence, difficulty in decoding symbols and sound or sound symbols. The memory issues, challenges with memory, particularly in short-term memory. In memorizing new knowledge, for example, it's quite challenging. Challenges in learning for dyslexic students, you can read yourself. Reading comprehension, difficulty understanding the meaning of text. Not only the meaning, but actually to read itself, it's quite challenging. And then writing, struggles with organizing thoughts and writing coherently. Homework, challenges with completing homework assignment independently. So put your attention as a teacher for someone or some students with the dyslexic students, with the dyslexics or dyslexia, that they tend to be slow and in reading, slow in writing, and they are struggling with the homework assignment. Effective teaching strategies for dyslexia, multisensory instructions. You can use visual, auditory, kinesthetic. If you still remember VARC, the learning style, visual, aural, read-write, and kinesthetic, these dyslexia students, they need visual, auditory, and kinesthetic at one time. So in order to support their learning process, they can use the text-to-speech software or speech-to-text software. Okay, so with this software, they will use the visual, they will use the aural, and they use the kinesthetic, kinesthetic or motoric in this case. Now it's about Down syndrome. Down syndrome is genetic condition caused by the presence of an extra copy of chromosome 21. And it affects approximately 1 in 700 babies. Their characteristics, physically, a distinctive facial features. Ya, hampir sama semua ya wajahnya Down syndrome itu ya. Almost all the same face in the world in children with the Down syndrome. Short stature and other physical traits that literally seen. Delayed cognitive development, often with strength in social skills and memory. Delayed in cognitive development, and also delay in speaking, speech and language. Challenges in learning for students with the Down syndrome, speech and language, difficulty with articulation and understanding complex language. It's quite challenging. So as a teacher, you have to speak clearly and simple. Good order. Reading and writing, challenges with reading comprehension and writing, memory, difficulty with memory retention and recall. Very slow in memory. Effective teaching strategies for Down syndrome. You can use pictures, diagrams, visual schedules to support learning. Repeated practice to reinforce learning. You have to be very consistent. Yeah. Again and again, repeat and repeat. Simplified language. Use simple and clear language for instructions. Clear instructions, repeat instructions for Down syndrome. Emphasis on social interaction and communication skills. So while you are teaching English to them, you can also develop a good social interaction and communication skills for them. Now it's about autism. Autism spectrum disorder, or ASD, is a developmental disability that can cause significant social, communication, and behavioral challenges. Prevalence affect approximately 1 in 54 children. So this is the third biggest, yeah. First one is dyslexia, 5 to 17% of the population. And then Down syndrome is 1 in 700 babies. And then autism, 1 in 54 babies, or 1 in 54 children. Social interaction, difficulty with social interaction and understanding social cues. Less empathy, yeah. Challenges with verbal and nonverbal communication, repetitive behavior, and restricted interest, sensitive to sensory input, such as sound and light. Okay. Children with the autism and children with Down syndrome, they tend to be very sensitive to the sound and lights, yeah. So as a teacher, you have to set proper sound, proper voice, yeah, proper light for your class. Challenges in learning for students with autism, difficulty with expressing thoughts and understanding others, challenging with social interaction and forming relationship, difficulty with transitions and changes in routine. Use visual schedules, pictures, and symbols, consistent daily routines. And it's easier for students with the autism to have a daily routines and schedule to provide predictability. Okay. So as a teacher, you have to go in a very good order of instruction. Okay. Start always with the listening and then speaking and then reading and then writing. All the times you have to go that way. Repeat, repeat, and repeat. Yeah. Always start with the listening and then speaking and then reading and then writing. Good order. Do not go in random. Summary of key points: dyslexia, multisensory instructions, Down syndrome visual aids, autism visual supports, structured routines. So you can read yourself, yeah, the PDF I have attached on the e-learning. Okay, thank you so much for your attention and see you again on the next meeting. Bye-bye.